Are you one of those people that likes old school beat 'em ups? Do you like the punk rock scene or that anarchist sort of scene that's out there? Well, if so, then Charlie Murder might just be for you. It's basically a reinvention of the classic beat 'em up. It has a lot of different RPG features, and I just overall love the style and just love the game. I had a really, really good time with it. At first glance, you might be like, oh, well, it's just your everyday beat 'em up. But that's actually not true at all. It's far deeper than you'd actually think. Defeating enemies gives you cash, which you can then use to purchase upgraded gear, boss characters, and even some of the regular enemies drop loot, which is great. So you can get new gloves, a new shirt, new hat, and you see all of these changes on your character in-game, which I really, really enjoyed. There's also different like power-ups that you can get, which are they're really funny. In order to activate a new power-up, you got to get a tattoo, and I just love that. I love the way they combined all of these different elements, but it goes even further than that. As you're playing in the game, there are a bunch of different ingredients you'll find, and if you can combine these ingredients, if you find a brewery, I have a harder time with that word. Anyways, you can make your own beer, and beer gives you, again, additional enhancements. And it's just really, really weird, funky, and fun. And that's the most important thing, right? You also have a cell phone in the game, which has a couple of unique abilities. If you press the up, left, right, or down button on your D-pad, you bring up your phone, which handles a whole bunch of different things. The down direction unlocks like a camera, which can be used to take pictures of different things in the environment, like QR codes and other stuff like that, which unlock new items for you in-game. If you press left, that's where you can make your different upgrades to your stats, like, because I didn't mention this, but there are RPG elements such as being able to level up. And when you level up, you get a certain amount of points that you can allocate to different stats and also to unlock new skills and new moves, which is really cool. So you can unlock more powerful combos and things like that. Right on the analog stick, what does it do? I never remember what the right and the up do. But anyways, I believe up is like your Twitter feed. It's something like that anyways, which just goes to show you how popular you are, and the more popular you get, the more you level up. That's all it is. And it's directly tied into how many enemies you fight and whatnot. The right button unlocks your email, and that's where basically it's like a little tutorial. They'll walk you through all the different moves you unlock and stuff like that. But it works great. That's the thing. That's what really impressed me. It's like how unified the whole game feels. It's really, really good. The story is ridiculous, but again, it fits perfectly. there's basically you're in a band and you had another band member named Paul who basically, I don't know, you guys had a falling out or something like that, and so you continued and you became famous, and he became a nobody, and so he makes a deal with the devil, and now he's the frontman of a demonic band. It's really retarded, but basically it has a side effect of bringing all like hell on earth. And as any good rock star would do, you and your friends decide, that's it, we're going to clean up this mess. Again, it's totally ridiculous, but it works perfectly well. I love the graphics and the style, as you can see in the video. It's so varied and weird and retarded. You're going up against like undead ninjas, zombies, all kinds of homicidal maniacs. I love the way the environments themselves have all been crafted. They all look unique. Like at one point you'll be in a graveyard, another you'll be in like some destroyed city, then there's another where you're in like hell itself. It's really messed up, and again it fits that anarchist theme perfectly. And I like it because it's rough, it's gritty, and I don't know, it's cool. And I love that whole scene. It's very unique. Each of the playable characters, which you have like the bassist, the lead guitarist, the singer, you know, like all that, each one has their own distinct class. So they work out sort of like, I don't know what you would say, sort of like in Golden Axe or something like that. So you would have like a magician type of character, you'll have like your classic warrior type thing, but the only way you really tell the differences is when you get your tattoos and you start unlocking those more advanced abilities. And you can see it in the video here. I show, I think it's 3 different characters. Now, obviously what I don't show in the video is the absolute best aspect of the game, and that is co-op. Grab 3 friends and go to town. The game is amazing with friends, but I just didn't have anyone online at the time when I recorded the footage. But it didn't matter, you get the idea. Basically, have friends, will travel. It's awesome. Now, even with the special moves, like there's even co-op moves, which is really cool. Even with the different weapons that you can pick up, which I love. I love being able to pick up someone's arm and like beat them over the head with it. That's awesome. Eventually what happens though with all of this stuff is I found I would lean more towards a traditional combo of just like, you know, low punch, grab, throw, and high punch. And that would be pretty much it. Even though there are way more advanced combinations, I just didn't find myself using them all the time because it wasn't a guarantee, whereas the rest, like your more simplistic attacks, are guaranteed to connect. I also didn't really feel some of the mini games. They just sort of felt tacked on at the end. Like there's like a DDR inspired mini game. There's a sort of a shmup sort of mini game, which that one's more cool. But I don't know, at the end they help break up the monotonous feeling of the game, but it just, I don't know, they don't come off as being the most well thought out, I guess you could say. But no matter what the developers try to do, at the end of the day, this genre is monotonous. So if you're not into the genre, this isn't really going to change anything for you. You're going to find it repetitive, and it is by its very nature. Also, the fact that some of the checkpoints I found were a little bit far. Like, in other words, you would go up against a boss, and then if you died at the boss, you had to repeat this huge section. Now, just so you know, you don't you don't absolutely have to go and re-defeat all the enemies. What you can do is just run straight back towards the boss. So that's good. But it still would have been nice had the checkpoint been directly at the boss. If you're an old school gamer, it's not really going to make too much of a difference whatsoever. So there you go, guys. That's Charlie Murder. At the end of the day, it was a far better game than I thought it would be. I didn't expect it to be this deep at all. For the full written review, hit up projectcoe.com. And as always, thank you very much for watching. You take care of yourself.